movie exists. Wow, they really coordinated a whole thing here in the garage. Like, what is the point of nailing the lip sync or even the choreography if the background looks like this? You guys can't do this in a local park in the daytime like a normal self-respecting band? That toy xylophone is too far away from the camera to be heard. I can't play the song, but holy shit, is this a musical? I'd give all the sins back and induct this movie into the Sinless Movie Hall of Fame if a lion showed up right now and ate her face. Also, the current inductees to the Sinless Movie Hall of Fame include... But I've been going through the motions. She sings that she doesn't want to live with what ifs. Well, good fucking luck, Katie. All of life is one giant what if. And there's no way to avoid it short of being in a coma, which, when I've spent more than 30 seconds on Twitter, actually seems like a preferable way to live.
May I have everyone's attention, please?
Is this stunt casting? Cameo casting? Lazy casting? I kind of think it's all three, actually. Oh, Tina Fey's back as well, eh? Awesome. This kind of casting only makes me think this remake wasn't necessary, but as long as everyone involved got paychecks, I guess it's okay.
Find a seat.
Telling a student to find a seat when no open seats remain in the classroom.
Welcome to Health and Human Sexuality.
Having the gym teacher teach sex ed. Yes, I know this happens. It happened to me. It's still a sin.
May I please have the lavatory pass?
No, you may not. You can go at lunch.
Not letting kids pee when they need to pee, thereby exposing them to the risk of uromycetitis poisoning. Eating while on the toilet.
Are you okay in there?
Doing this, ever. I don't care if I'm having a heart attack on the toilet. If you knock on the door of my toilet stall and talk to me, I will fucking kill you. This is the only supposedly private space a person can even get in a public school. What the fuck, eventual friends of Katie?
You have your jocks.
God, this walking the newcomer through the various high school cliques routine was tired when the first Mean Girls did it.
She knows everything about everybody.
That's why her hair is so big.
Wait, what? Is that an entire vending machine devoted to Aquafina? As she sings My Name is Regina George all sexy-like, I have to ask, why did we think the stage musical would translate for film audiences? A quick Google tells me that, unfortunately for the financiers, it did not. She sings This Whole School Humps My Leg, and I'd just like to point out that a small portion of the male student population is probably gay, in which case they'd have no interest in humping your leg. Then there are the straight kids who may or may not be attracted to you. The point is that the sheer number of fellow students who would hump your leg is indeterminable.
You're like really pretty.
That like is really bothering me. She is objectively pretty.
Because that's one of my life goals. To not touch a tiger.
Huh. Karen Shetty was portrayed as the dumbest student in the movie, and yet I find her the most relatable. I, too, have a life goal not to touch a tiger. Seems like a great way to keep living.
K = -3.
Maybe wait to be called on, Katie?
When I was 9, I fell in love.
What the f***? Thinking you're capable of falling in love at the age of 9. When you are 9, you're capable of loving two things: sugar and grandparents who spoil you rotten with sugar.
So thank you, math, for being there to bring me joy.
Accusing math of bringing you joy. Math is responsible for many things: rage, despair, anxiety, but never joy. You must have confused it with a fun school subject like driver's ed or lunch. She sings, I'm astounded and nonplussed, and I fear a new wave of discourse is coming regarding the word nonplussed.
Regardless.
Record scratch. You may be thinking that irregardless isn't a word, and for a time, it wasn't. Several years ago, the powers that be decided that regardless and irregardless mean the same thing, and the word was released back onto the streets. The sin is for you not knowing that.
Caddy, heron, golf, bird.
This is a super odd stream of consciousness, especially since her name is pronounced Katie and not Caddy.
So, in nature, okay, so lions, they're the apex predators, right? They're at the top of the food chain. They can kill anything they want.
If you think the lions are at the top of the food chain and can kill anything they want, I kindly invite you to watch a nature documentary on hippos. They are the real apex predators. If I had to choose between being locked in a room with lions or a pool of hippos, I'd take the lions every single time. I have better odds of being Daniel than lasting 30 seconds with even a single hippo. What in the name of human centipede is going on here?
See her mark her territory.
Sigh. Whoever thought that Mean Girls was great but missing songs should be sent to Siberia to look for metal coins on the beach using only their noses. God damn. Welcome, senior ass.
You guys. Hey.
Oh yeah, I forgot there had to be a hot yet complacent mom in this story.
Happy hump day, besties.
Parents who think they're friends with their children's friends. That is weird, and it never works out well for anyone involved. This room has some serious natural light going on, but it couldn't stop there. It had to have a mushroom lamp, a neon lamp, an arty lamp, a room divider lined with a light strip that definitely counts as a lamp, a makeup mirror lamp, a makeup table multi-lamp lamp, more strip lights in the closet, a hanging down double sphere lamp, and just when you think this lamp won't count, it is suddenly turned on in the next shot because someone thought they needed more light. No one needs this much light, not even Jesus.
My BO smells like crayons.
I feel like that would be worse than normal BO, actually.
Now, Katie, this is a very American snack called guac. Is it okay, or are you vegan?
So the movie is making a couple of obvious jokes here. One is that guac is American, and the other is that guac is somehow maybe not vegan. The sin is for neither of those jokes being funny.
Have you seen any boys that you think are cute yet?
Dismissing the possibility that Katie might have seen a girl she thinks is cute. Come on, mean girls. Damien can be gay, but Katie can't?
I'm at Cool Mom with 6 O's.
I am at interested with 17 knots. But also, even if I take her seriously, are the extra O's in cool or in mom? Or evenly distributed between the two? Or unevenly distributed between the two? Cool mom? Cool mom? Ooh, cool mom?
Don Schweitzer is a horny shrimp.
Well, she's taller now.
Is it just me, or is this burn book really simplistic? It's a single photo and a single burn for each entry. The original movie's burn book had gobs of writing and information on each. Oh, that's right. This movie was made for Gen Z, who have the collective attention span of a flea. The mean girls tell Katie stories about her two only new friends, and it seems to be happening too quickly because she has only been friendly with these two, like, on 1 or 2 occasions. I can't play it because music publishers are dickheads, but she starts singing a song once she opens the music box and sees herself in the mirror. And if you take out all the songs, this remake is barely half the length of the original. The final line of the song is, "What's wrong with me?" And it's something many teenagers ask the mirror of themselves. Yes, she's not asking the mirror. She's asking Regina. This classroom has a daily irregular Sudoku? What teacher has time for that? Wearing high heels to attract a guy. I can promise you, as a guy, we do not give a shit about your shoes.
Katie, eyes up front, please.
Singling out Katie for not looking up front when neither of the boys behind her are paying attention.
Do you like gum?
Sure.
Oh, I don't have any.
I get that she's bad at Americaning, but she knows better than this, goddamn.
I like your shirt.
Thanks. It smells like sausage from the last time I wore it.
Textbook oversharing. This is like in middle school where I told a girl, I don't care that you don't have boobs yet, I like you. Okay, it's not really like that, but I think I needed some healing. The teacher does not notice the hot guy giving tips to Katie.
Guys, pause!
Oh.
Movie adds songs and meta jokes, and I'm not sure I like either.
That shit always works, Caddy. It doesn't mean...
Am I honestly supposed to take this person seriously as an ally when she keeps intentionally mispronouncing Katie's name? And if it's supposed to be endearing, then they cut the scene that explains that. This girl on generic TikTok sings, "If I could change the world, I'd make it Halloween every single day." And that is a terrible plan. Do you have any idea how many cavities you're going to cause?
I give you sexy corn.
Stop showing people puking on camera. Do it off screen. We all know what spewing chunks sound like.
Katie, if you don't dress slutty, that is slut-shaming us.
Peer pressure. She sings the words "a sexy quit" from Sexy Jaws, and people think CinemaSins is bad for movie discourse?
Sex cancer doesn't exist.
It actually does.
I'm such a weird, foreign loser.
My daily mantra somehow makes its way into the script.
You know, I could talk to him for you, if you want. See if he likes you back.
You would do that for me?
I've long suspected that the reason Katie is written as a missionary's kid is because a normal American teen would not be this gullible. Wiring everything in the house to a single button. That's just asking for trouble. I genuinely dislike the songs in this movie.
Janice and Regina were best friends in middle school.
He's told this story so often he has a Rubbermaid tub with all the necessary props.
Janice took her Bunsen burner and torched the doll.
Trusting middle schoolers with tools that make fire. I realize the movie might be making a point about how Janice is just as bad as Regina, but this Revenge Party song is shockingly graphic about the violence they want Katie to do to Regina. Getting bad grades on purpose just for a man.
Well, I need to lose 3 pounds.
This seems as good a place as any to sin the absolute horse that is feminine beauty standards. This entire revenge plan would fall to pieces if girls were simply allowed to have a healthy body image. Now we see the entire student body copying Regina, and it is just not how popular kids in high school works. There's a large portion of the poor student body that knows Regina is evil and hates her.
If we can make Richard Wieners think that Regina is mad at her...
Talking about this conspiracy openly in class in earshot of bunches of people. Interrupting class when candy canes could and should be delivered during lunch. Not locking the door while you secretly cheat on your boyfriend. I refuse to believe a brilliant lioness and apex predator would be so foolish as to make such a mistake.
Look at this thing!
Why do movies always have to overdo the acne by a factor of 10? Regular ass zits are plenty noticeable on their own.
I don't think she's pooped in like 2 weeks.
Look, either Regina literally said, "I haven't pooped in 2 weeks," or you are paying way too much attention to her bathroom habits. It's really weird that you think she hasn't pooped in 2 weeks.
Inappropriate. Kevin, we talked about this.
You were alerted to the fact that Kevin's lyrics included explicit noises before the show, and you still trusted him to go up on stage? How long have you been a principal? No, scratch that. How long have you known teenage boys? Because you should have seen this from a mile away.
If anyone finds a retainer in a bright aqua case, that is mine. Please return it. My insurance won't cover replacement.
Comedy!
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. So the Plastics talent is the same choreographed dance they do every year? Why doesn't the administration at least make them choose a new song or a new dance each year? The bar for this school's talent show is really low. The mom filming herself, jamming out to this dance, and using a tiny ring light thing is the best joke this movie has given me so far. But I can't take a sin off because of all the so far stuff I had to watch.
We can finally have lunch together tomorrow. I'm getting dumplings. Unless they have pizza bagels, then I might get both.
If you go to a high school that serves dumplings and pizza bagels, you suck, and I'm jealous. And if you're excited to eat those things because that food at your school actually tastes good, off.
You can't sit with us!
The entire cafeteria is watching. And again, I've been to high school. A good 25% of these kids would be so over this shit, they'd be head down eating their bagel pizza dumplings and wishing it would end. They helped make Katie popular enough to take down Regina George, but are somehow surprised, and a little jealous, I might add, that she's nominated for prom queen.
Well, if you have people over, you could invite Aaron.
Or she could just invite Aaron over literally any other time. And bonus, there won't be a bunch of people around she hates. And double bonus, she won't have a huge party mess to clean up. But also, why does she even still want Aaron after seeing how flaky he is? What the f*** is she cooking here? She shaved a couple carrots, has gobs of celery, and appears to have peeled potatoes and kept the peelings on the cutting board. Then she's got at least 2 lemons, 5 garlic bulbs, and 6 yellow onions in what looks to be a centerpiece made of black clay. I hate this kitchen!
It's just gonna be a few cool people. You better be one of them, biatch.
She went from such a missionary kid, I don't know how to flirt without talking about how my shirt smells, to you better be one of them, biatch, in like maybe 3 months. It's a remarkable turnaround time. Like a lot of wholesome characters in high school movies who open their homes to parties, Katie spends most of the party regretting that decision and trying to keep people from permanently f***ing up her mother's house.
You still on the treadmill, honey?
Asking dumb questions.
I am drinking not juice tonight.
Telling your crush whom you know nothing about that your inhibitions are completely lowered.
I would never lie to you.
Lying.
You are a clone of Regina.
Aaron would be fetch at sitting the plastics.
You dirty little liar.
What is that red yarn all over her face?
You made me like this.
She's right. Sigh, I can't play it for you, of course, but a lot of this movie's singing is scream singing. Why isn't this school locked during off hours? It's a fair question because she just drops the newly doctored burn book on the floor and leaves. Also, how did a school employee not find this burn book, look at it, and confiscate it to the office immediately to avoid a school civil war? How in the effing F did a student find this book before a member of the staff? This is worth a bunch of sins. Regina glares at Katie and the lights start flickering. I guess this is a sign that Regina is the devil, but we already knew that shit. This movie keeps making hella weird choices that also kind of explain why it was bombastic at the box office.
I have half a mind to cancel your spring fling dance. No! We're not going to do that because we've already paid the DJ.
Getting a DJ with a non-refundable deposit. You gotta read the fine print, Principal Duvall. Rookie mistake.
Okay, fine, but you are walking the dogs every morning for the rest of the week.
If you think walking your dogs is punishment or a burden, you probably shouldn't have them. Dogs are a f***ing joy. Put on this earth to make this terrible place we exist in a little more bearable. All they ask for in return is food, love, and a walk or two every day, and what we get in return is a bargain, you monster.
I want everybody to close your eyes.
And somehow, most of them actually do. I don't close my eyes for anyone but Jesus and the guy that stores a few harmless boxes in my attic.
This time, I want you to raise your hand if you have ever said something bad about a friend behind her back.
There is no reason for these gals to all trust that their fellow students are keeping their eyes closed. And there's no reason for any of them to admit that they have talked about a friend behind their back. And yet, in this instance, most of the girls raise their hands. It's f***ing unbelievable.
Okay, we're going to write out some apologies to people that we've hurt in our lives.
I don't think teachers can force students to do this.
Calling someone ugly is not going to make you better looking.
When I was in school, this phrase was, you can't make your candle brighter by blowing out someone else's candle. And in hindsight, that mantra was a complete lie. Fire's based on oxygen. So if you blow out one candle in a 2-candle situation, the second candle will burn brighter by comparison. I think. It will seem brighter, and that's all I'm talking about here, science nerds. Somehow a teacher admitting something and doing an unsanctioned trust fall turns into all the girls in the entire junior class trading secrets and then doing trust falls. But it's not earned. It's not fun. It's purely aiming for jokes. And that's kind of what annoys me most about this version of the story. It doesn't treat its characters' emotions as real, and instead it mines them for general musical comedy story beats.
Gretchen, I'm sorry I laughed at you that time you got diarrhea on the Ferris wheel.
This movie takes Gretchen out behind the woodshed, puts her head in a vise, and then proceeds to pound her with all sorts of unnecessary debris from all angles without reason. Justice for Gretchen!
I just wish we could all get along like we used to in elementary school.
Laboring under the delusion that all kids get along in elementary school. Have you seen elementary school students? Drop a bag of M&Ms on the cafeteria floor and they'll all become monsters.
So this apology is to myself. Because I should have known better.
You should have known better than to take a naive girl who had been homeschooled for years and pressure her to become a spy and weapon against your ex-bestie. Janice is not nearly the victim she makes herself out to be, and I'm tired of the movie pretending she is one when she was also awful to Katie. How is this the band room? This looked like Brad Pitt's office in Moneyball, and you're making it out to be the band room? That bus driver never even considered slowing down, despite the mass of students right by the road.
I wrote that Ms. Norbury is a drug pusher, and it's a lie.
Confessing to things that were kind of righteous. I guess we're supposed to feel sorry for the girl that lives in this house and whose bedroom has a beautiful suspended butterfly display. Dang, how will she ever recover? Teacher has an unsolved Rubik's Cube on her desk and thought I wouldn't notice.
You know, when the police tore apart my house looking for imaginary heroin, I found this little calculator that I thought I lost.
Police tore apart your house because someone wrote you push drugs in an anonymous book? That seems like some pretty flimsy evidence for a search warrant to me.
Get off my
Hey, PG-13, please.
Get off my is definitely PG-13.
Welcome.
Lindsay Lohan does a favor.
Sponsored by SeatGeek.
Sponsored by SeatGeek. Regina got hit by a bus going 45 miles an hour and only sustained a neck injury? She didn't break any limbs or even sustain any bruising? Get the out.
Nice to meet you.
Whatever, slut.
Are those microphones just not on, or what? Somehow Katie is able to remember all the times in math class when she was flirting. But this time, though, she can perfectly remember what the teacher was writing on the board, even though she had been focused on the hot guy at the time. This basically means Katie has a photographic memory, and that's pretty huge news to drop this late in the game.
We are done.
As she breaks up with her boyfriend, I would like to remind you that I did not even know she had a boyfriend, because everyone's storylines in this version get pushed to the background in favor of some pretty mediocre songs.
I'm sorry about the bus. I feel like it's all my fault.
It's actually the bus driver's fault.
I know I have to change.
I could give a rat's ass, actually, about Regina's arc or future or any of that shit. She can eat rocks.
And I am retiring as soon as this evening is over.
Don't you have to wait until the end of the school year to retire? Isn't it just called quitting otherwise? How did Katie win Spring Fling Queen when everyone hates her? This was a rigged election! She sings a song about how everyone is beautiful and chucks pieces of jagged crown plastic into the audience and everyone loves her again. These people are beyond saving. We have to end on these two reconciling because, well, because the original does. This version hasn't really earned their fight or this reunion, but if it gets me closer to the credits, I will allow it.
Do you want to dance?
Yeah.
No! Aaron! Also, I never knew how badly I wanted to say Aaron until this Sins video. Why are they kissing? God, this movie gets everything wrong.
You could be really hot if you change, everything.
Why is this end credits scene? What does it accomplish? It suggests Regina has gone back to her old evil self. Or maybe it takes place before her transformation? It's not funny, it teases nothing, it resolves nothing, and it shouldn't be here.
Get your Tour de France! It's French, it's feminine. It'll help you grab one of those rotten, stinking men.
That'll never be me. That'll never be me.
Dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far, far away from here.
Spy on them. That's bad.
All right, who's ready to go find this spy?
The Puppy Who Lost His Way by Chrissy Taylor. One fine morning, a puppy popped his puppy paws out of his puppy house.
That's rock bottom.
Rock bottom. It sure is weird around here.
What is love? What is this longing in our hearts for togetherness?
Don't say and stuff.
Listen, it's the blues riff and B. Watch me for the changes and try and keep up, okay?